Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Geek Dad Report, the one show dedicated, formulated, specially created to keep all you busy people, give you all your information you need to know, and keep your valuable time just that valuable. Welcome back. I am Brian, and that gorgeous man to my one of these sides
Brian, you
is
make me blush.
my faithful partner in crime, Ryan, and we're here at episode 12. Oh yeah, episode 12. You know what that is, people? That is the 12th man edition.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I
Oh
do
yeah.
not endorse this episode as the 12th man edition
Well,
because the Pittsburgh Steelers are far superior, and we're just gonna, I don't know, big fight or something like that. But whatever. I'll allow this because I love you like a brother, and I know you're a big fan. You're very excited about this.
very
So
excited. Well, if any of you people don't know what I'm talking about, the number 12 is a big deal over here in Seattle. It represents the 12th man. The 12th player on the Seattle Seahawks team is us, the fans. So this being episode, this being you shut your hole. This being episode 12, had to give a little shout out to a 12th man. This guy. All right, that's enough of sports. We'll get into sports. I promise that we're gonna have
we will have the NFL sports jerk off episode.
we will definitely have a knockdown, drag out Seahawks / Pittsburgh Steeler rival podcast when we play. Plus, we'll have an NFL kickoff for everybody, so that's something to look forward to in the future. But like I said, everybody, welcome back to episode 12 of the Geek Dad Report. Today we're going to bring you guys something a little bit different, hopefully pretty fun. Me and Ryan have decided that we're going to shake things up just a little bit and change the format of how we do things. So, along with the news, we have a couple fun features that we're going to introduce today, and hopefully give you guys a chance, all you listeners and watchers, give you guys a chance to interact with us and be part of the show.
You guys definitely kept it crazy with some of the stuff that's happening later, so we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, me and Ryan are very much excited about what we got bringing later. So I guess we'll just dive right into it. Like always, we'll start with the news. So this week we got a lot of news. Last week we covered a lot. We don't have as much, big, juicy, thick news stories as much as we have.
A lot of little things just to kind of keep in the back of your head, or just to say to your friend and
Just say to your friends, just keep you in the know like we promised. So the first thing up, Disney's Tangled, the movie about Rapunzel that came out a few years back, kind of kicked off Disney's, I don't know, Frozen craze a little bit, kind of their Pixar-ish movies. It's getting its own TV show now, so I know my girls are very excited. It's going to be a big deal in my household.
My daughter will freak the hell out once I tell her, so she loves Tangled.
They haven't said exactly what style it's going to be in. My guess is it's probably going to be in the 3D animation like the movie. The good news is, if you're a fan of the show, Zachary Levi and Mandy Moore are both going to reprise their roles as Rapunzel and Flynn Rider, also known as Eugene. It's going to be out in 2017. So, personally, Tangled was one of the... I actually enjoy Tangled. I just thought it was a lot of fun. So
It's the music's not bad. It's interesting Zachary Levi's still doing it, but he's going to be on Heroes, so hopefully...
Yeah, he's a busy man lately. But like I said, that was kind of his first big role after Chuck, and so it's good to see him loyal to the franchise. And like I said, hopefully
Mandy Moore, we don't give a shit about you.
Yeah,
so.
Mandy Moore hasn't really done much lately, so I'm glad she's coming back as Tangled. But like I said, I enjoyed the movie, so anytime I can watch something besides Tinkerbell,
Yeah,
I'm excited about. So
a little frickin' pony or something.
So
Moving
on here. A couple episodes when Kyle filled in for Ryan, me and him talked a little bit about Josh Trask, who was the director of the upcoming Fantastic Four. He had just stepped down from the Star Wars movie, the second anthology movie, the one that was, well, we got some rumors about that a little bit later, but there was a lot of speculation on why he stepped down, and a lot of people said that it was because he was hard to deal with, and that he'd worked on Chronicle, which was a small movie, and this Fantastic Four was his first really big movie. He had a hard time dealing with with the studio execs and everything like that. Well, a lot of people said some kind of nasty things about him, and he finally came out today and set the record straight. Him and actually his producer, Simon Kinberg, who also happens to be the producer on the Star Wars second anthology movie, both came out and they basically said that it's all a bunch of hogwash. The reason why he left was just due to the fact that him being a smaller director starting, he didn't want to take on another massive franchise and back-to-back roles. He wanted to do something a little smaller, which I could probably, it's totally understandable.
Yeah, and a franchise doesn't get more massive than Star Wars, and especially when it comes to critique. I mean, Star Wars nerds are the worst when it comes to you know critiquing and taking everything bit by bit. Oh my goodness, I can't believe.
Yeah, and even if he would have just come out and said, "Hey, you know what? I think I might have bit off more than I can chew," or "I'm a little overwhelmed by the project," I think everybody would have to understand. So,
Yeah,
we helped talk about the fact that maybe that was some of the negative stuff was why he stepped down. So we just wanted to also set the record straight that is what he had said, and that he did it. He did it just because he was tired and he didn't want to do another massive franchise. So,
fine.
personally, I hope that's true. I really liked Chronicle. I'm kind of interested in finding Fantastic Four, but I do think Josh Trash is a really good director, and I would hate to see him gain a unjustly deserved negative reputation and not work as much in the industry. So, anyway,
Yeah.
just a little news about that. Speaking of the second anthology movie, there's some rumor news about it. Now, this is rumor, so take it with a grain of salt. But because it's kind of interesting and I love Star Wars, I figured we'd talk about it. So, the rumor is the second anthology was going to be about Boba Fett. Well, it's kind of coming out now that Disney actually wants to do a space western with Boba Fett and Han Solo. So, kind of a Firefly type movie where Han Solo's the good guy and Boba Fett's the bad guy, and they explore those two characters, between Episode 3 and Episode 4 in that era.
Anything that gives Boba Fett something that other than falling into a sarlacc. I mean, it's as long as he can do so. I mean, to make the hype and the drama that people put on the character that basically got knocked into a pit by a blind guy. So, yeah, if they can try and do something to make him awesome, then why not?
Yeah, well, I mean, Boba Fett. We keep saying Boba Fett's the the coolest guy who's never done anything to earn his reputation.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Like the guy that shows up at the end of the party, and everyone's like, "Dude, that was the greatest party you just did." It's like, yeah, no problem.
Yeah, So yeah, hopefully Boba Fett, but I think it'd be pretty cool. The other news is the third anthology movie. The rumor is that they want to do anybody familiar with the video game Knights of the Old Republic? It takes place a few thousand years ago in the Star Wars universe. They want to do a Knights of the Old Republic style story, kind of a fantasy, almost like sword and sorcery type epic with Yoda's origin. And so since Yoda was 800 years old, you could clearly, if you told his early days, you could definitely tell a different era story with a familiar character. So that'd be kind of cool. I think that'd be pretty interesting.
Be interesting to see a young Yoda.
Well, even for me, I'd be more interested in just seeing a different era of Star Wars. I mean, I love the trilogy. I like the prequels. I like that generation of Star Wars that we've had, but it'd be really cool to see something that happened a couple thousand years ago. It almost kind of give you free rein to do whatever.
The KOTOR games were a lot of fun. I mean, when you're playing, it's either trying to be bad or trying to be Sith, and you can still be a Sith and run around and do all the stuff. And
what's cool is other than not killing Yoda, you have the whole universe kind of open to you. You could kind of do a Darth Revan story if you really wanted to, or I mean, it'd be I don't know. I'd be really interested in seeing what they do with that. The last bit of rumor news with the anthologies though is after that, apparently Star Wars is also really kicking around the idea of doing a Obi-Wan Kenobi trilogy. Apparently they really love. I mean, as all of us did, we've pretty much universally loved Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan Kenobi. I mean, he's kind of generally credited with being the best part of the prequel trilogy, and and he's been in a lot of talks with Disney and LucasArts and kind of kept that open. So, I don't know. It pretty much at this point, anything Star Wars does is cool. But anyway, those are the rumors right now. So, like I said, take it with a grain of salt. Nothing's in concrete. Just kind of things that we've been hearing kicked around Hollywood. So if we hear anything, we'll break it and let everybody know. One more little bit of Star Wars news, doesn't have to do with the movies, but it's actually kind of big towards the Star Wars universe. Is a little spoiler here. So if you're reading Star Wars comic books, you might want to turn away for a second. In the newest issue of Star Wars, I think it's issue 6 or 7.
6 or I think it's 7.
Han Solo's has been a new character's being introduced, and she is Han Solo's estranged wife, Sana Solo. So yes, Han has a wife in the universe, and this is official canon. This is going to be part of the Star Wars universe. He has a wife, and her name is Sana Solo. So, no, not a lot about her.
He's so mad.
Not a lot about her. It kind of makes it interesting. She's not white. She's a darker color. It is kind of opens up the possibility also too of maybe looking at Finn, who's going to be in the new Star Wars trilogy. Maybe he could be a grandson of Han. There's a few different things that this actually opens up that would be kind of cool. So obviously this is all speculation on our part. All we know for a fact is that Sana Solo is showing up claiming to be Han's wife in the comics, and Disney's allowing it. So
Could add an interesting dynamic.
well, it adds some drama. It adds some much needed drama. And what's cool is Disney's not afraid to change the dynamics of what we all think Star Wars is, and what we, they don't have a problem changing what we've always thought of Star Wars.
And that's good. I mean, there's a lot of people that don't really like changes or anything big and drastic, but for everyday people like us, I mean, we'll just soak it all up and just run with it. I mean, why not? It's make believe. Just have fun with it.
And so far, just with their comics and even the Star Wars Rebels on Disney XD, is Disney is really allowing Star Wars. I mean, they brought this property in, and a lot of us wonder what they would do with it. They're not just trying to build off of what they've already done. They're really allowing people to have creative input into and changing things a little bit and telling new stories, and that's what I'm excited about with the Star Wars stuff, is that they're really going not in a different new direction, but just allowing new stories to take place in this universe that we already know, instead of just trying to fit everything into what we already know. They're allowing people to change what we know. And so I don't know, I think personally I just think it's a really exciting time to be a Star Wars fan, so I'm kind of excited about that. So we got a bunch of little things. I'll just blow through them real quick. Another rumor. We got a lot of rumors today, but there's a lot of good rumors this week. Jason Statham may be up for the Bullseye role in season 2 of Daredevil. So
I approve.
I massively wholeheartedly approve. Love Jason Statham. Apparently he was up for the role before Fox they were talking about maybe redoing Daredevil before they lost the rights to Marvel, and they actually brought him in. Apparently he's still a big fan of the role, so and he's been seen having talks with Marvel this last couple weeks, so that's what the rumor is right now. Some trailers that are out right now that look awesome. Number one, my personal favorite, I think everybody should watch, is Sharknado 3. Oh hell no, the trailer. It's Longtime Sci-Fi.
First two. I'll find the first two somewhere and watch them, but I'm sure maybe Sci-Fi will replay it.
They're on Netflix. They're absolutely ridiculous. I mean, I highly suggest drinking alcohol while watching them, but they're stupid fun, and they're so retarded. Well, that's probably not PC. They're so.
Oh. You can't use that word.
No, I know.
You know what? I got in trouble the other night when I
trouble. Okay, I apologize for people for saying that.
Oh. Goodness, you can't use that word. Yes,
they
Brian.
are so.
Body.
No. I apologize. No. If I've offended anybody, I apologize.
My disappointed dad face.
Okay, the movies are so insanely dumb
yes.
that they're just you just have a great time watching them. So this one's set in DC. It looks even more crazy than the last couple. So I don't know. I suggest checking out the trailer. It comes out July 22nd, so it's coming up. Check it out. Another trailer that I think looks absolutely fan-friggin-tastic is they released a new trailer for Mission Impossible Rogue Nation.
Not Rouge.
It's kind of a little inside joke. Me and Kyle and a few other people keep calling it Rouge Nation when we spell it out. But yeah, it looks. If you're a Mission Impossible fan, you're gonna just geek out over it. It looks awesome.
Yeah.
And one that came out that I'm kind of excited about. They just released a trailer for a movie called Vacations, and it's a continuation of the National Lampoon Vacation stories with the Griswolds. This one sees Rusty Griswold now with his own family, and he's on his way to Wally World. And the movie's gonna be rated R. It stars Ed Helms and Christina Applegate.
Awesome. It has to be rated R.
Yeah, I think it'll be awesome.
My dad let me watch those when I was a kid, and I grew up, and of course Christmas Vacation, like I have to watch it 5 times around every Christmas. But I mean, those movies are good. European Vacation was good, and I'm excited for that just because I just hope it, still kind of dumb and kind of
No,
slapsticky.
dude, I love all the vacations, even Vegas Vacation, which was kind of maligned a lot by people. I thought it was really great. So, you know, um,
Papa Giorgio.
Papa Giorgio. So Chevy Chase and I can never remember his wife's name, but she is it Beverly D'Angelo? She
Very plastic surgery.
oh yeah, they're not main stars in the movie, but they are in the movie, so it looks pretty funny. I suggest watching the trailers. And there's a funny part where they go swimming in the Griswold Springs. You have to check it out. It's Lake Griswold. It's kind of funny. Um, so Netflix, if you're a big Netflix fan, one of the beautiful things about Netflix is they don't have commercials. Well, that's going to change. Netflix starting soon is going to start having commercials. Now, before everybody freaks out, it is going to be commercials of their own original programming. So we're not going to start seeing toothpaste ads or toilet paper ads or car ads, but we will see a couple. It sounds like they're going to do it before before your show airs. It's going to be a minute, 2 minutes of the like I said, the original programming, a trailer for Daredevil, a trailer for House of Cards. They're very much trying to promote within their own within their own shows and trying to get people to watch them. So
And I like that just because I was looking through Netflix the other day and I saw like stuff that I didn't even know they were Netflix originals and that were on there and they looked very interesting. I only found it because I was bored.
well, yeah,
So having the commercials for stuff like that, I'm okay with that. Just because Netflix has a lot of really quality stuff. So
yeah, and I'm with
I
you.
know.
They have a lot of stuff that you can't find. They don't air it a lot on they don't have commercials on regular TV. So I'm okay with it. So let us know what you
HBO
think.
does it. So
Yeah, HBO does it. I'm okay with it. James Gunn has finished the first draft for Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Not much there. The movie doesn't come out for another year or two. I think it's 2017 when it comes out, so we're still a little ways away. But the good news is that Chris Pratt has already read it, and apparently it brought tears to his eyes. So that can't be a bad thing.
I
Um,
hope so.
yeah. So Guardians of the Galaxy coming soon. Woo! Fallout 4, if you're a Fallout fan, has been announced. It was announced this week with a cryptic trailer with a countdown, and then led to an actual trailer.
hmm it looks interesting. I've been playing Fallout since Fallout 1 came out on the PC, and that was one of like the first kind of gory games that I got. Fallout 2, and then Fallout 3. I just recently finished. I have New Vegas. I haven't played it yet, but uh, I mean I love the franchise. This is what got me into post-apocalyptic scenes and all that kind of stuff. It's kind of that was my catalyst for my love of post-apoc. So
Hmm.
I'm excited for. I'll play. I'll probably wait just because Bethesda is known for launching buggy products that require lots of patches. So I'll wait a while until after it comes out, but it should be fun.
Well, I never played Fallout, so I'll take your advice. I'll take your word for that. A couple more little things real quick. Ultimate Spider-Man and Avengers Assemble that air on the Disney XD channel. They both have been renewed for another season, so if you like those, they're going to be around for a little longer. Mega Man had a cartoon I think in the '90s, early 2000s. It's getting brought.
It wasn't good.
No, it wasn't good. They're doing a new one. I don't know if this one's going to be any good, but it comes out 2017. So Capcom owns the rights, and I don't know, they're having somebody do it. So if you're excited, 2017, Mega Man's coming out. Godzilla is now officially a citizen of Japan.
Yay!
The citizens of a small suburb of Tokyo actually petitioned it and got it put together, and now Japan's
Hey,
as their biggest citizen.
just as weird stuff for characters in our American movies, and
I don't care. It's a very Japanese thing to do. I think it's awesome. I love that
yeah.
I love that they love Godzilla and they've embraced it as as like a national thing. So that's cool. And lastly, the last thing we got for you guys is James Wan, the director of most recently Furious 7, the Fast and Furious franchise, he's been named to direct Aquaman, the DC movie starring Jason Momoa. So, um, you know,
Should be good.
should be
I
good.
have no complaints
Yeah,
about him.
he's a good director. Fast 7, I liked it. Obviously there was issues because of Paul Walker's untimely passing, but the movie itself was good. So I don't, whatever. I don't really care. It's whoever directs these movies is going to be heavily influenced probably by Schneider and probably Affleck and Warner Brothers and
Yes. And there's the script. I mean, and all that. So
so yeah.
direct
So
so much.
you know It's the last thing. So whatever. I mean, I think, like I said, I think it's cool that they're getting named directors to do things, people we've heard of who've done other things that are good. So I don't know. Hopefully, we'll see. We'll see if they're any good. Lastly, last thing I want to do, and it pains me, but last week me and Ryan made pretty good fun of Fox. Right, we blamed them for releasing Point Break opposite of Star Wars, and we thought that was a terrible idea. Unfortunately, I have to eat my words because it is not Fox who is releasing Point Break, but it is Warner Brothers.
It is so easy to blame Fox for all the wrong.
Two things real quick. One, Warner Brothers, the same thing I said about Fox last week, I'm going to say to you. Why waste your money? That's a terrible idea. If you want to give us money, we'll just burn it or make stuff. Whatever. I'll take your money if you just want to get rid of it. And two, Fox, you guys
the
are
walls
still...
in my basement so that, people have to look at my insulation.
He'll put walls in his basement. We'll add production. I got a new microphone. We'll add some new internet and HD camera. We'll run like cool lines. We'll run like a 3,000-mile landline between me and Ryan so we can get super high quality shows. So Warner Brothers, if you guys are just in the business throwing away money, we'll take some. And second, Fox, even though I was wrong about Point Break, you still ruined X-Men.
You still ruined everything.
All right, well, that is it for the news today. So, on to our next segment. We got segments now. We got to work on transitions. I'm going to work on a better transition. We don't usually transition too much. So
we're still learning how to do the segue.
We're still learning how to be big boy podcaster / video show people. I don't know. So anyway, our next segment is going to be gone. So there's the news. It's gone. So our next segment, we haven't figured out a name, but the working title is Ask Brian and Ryan Anything. So it's a terrible title. So if you have a better title,
very straightforward.
We could dance Q&A time with Brian and Ryan. So basically, this segment is going to be going forward. We're going to start posting up and letting you guys posting up on the website. Well, at least all our social medias, allowing you guys to give us questions on what you'd like us to talk about. If you have topics, we could cover topics, or mainly just if you have any question that you want to know what we think, all you got to do is post it on our pages on the Facebook when we throw it up there, and we will read it. And not only we will read it, we will give you a shout. We will give you an honest answer, and we'll give you a shout out. So
we'll give you the best answer that we can provide.
Yeah, may not be a factual answer, but it'll be the best one that we can give you. So, full disclaimer: don't take everything we say as literal fact. We are not doctors or teachers.
Well, I don't know what you're talking. I have a doctorate.
I could probably get a teacher's degree on the internet, but Yeah. So, full disclaimer: if we give you advice on something and you do it, you cannot sue us.
Yeah. Yes, and we'll get a lawyer.
We'll get a lawyer. You know what? Don't ask us for advice. We're not giving any advice.
Yeah.
We'll answer questions, but there's no advice giving. None.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll bring it up here. So let's see here. The first question that we have comes from Michael in Washington. He wants to know, what will the Episode 7 action figures and vehicles look like?
There will not be any female characters. And if there is one, then her character will be replaced with a male one for that scene. Like how Black Widow was replaced with the coming out of the back of the jet on the motorcycle with Captain America. So Disney doesn't like female characters, action figures in their marketing campaigns. So.
Well, to be fair, I think every studio doesn't like female action figures, and I think their official reason is that they believe that girls don't play with toys, which is...
Yeah, my daughter will totally punch those guys in the face because she likes to play with toys. So
yeah, so does my daughter. So big studio execs don't do that anymore. Make female characters. We all want to collect them. As far as
and they'll be expensive. So.
Yeah, Michael, they will be expensive. They will probably look really cool. They'll probably be awesome. I mean, the action figures nowadays have like 92 movable parts, and they're way cooler than we were kids, but I'm sure they'll be awesome. So
they don't have a kung grip, so they're not all just like stuck like this.
Remember the ones that had the lightsabers that came out the arms, and you push it, and they came out? I had all those. So.
And you have to slide up the thing in order to get your lightsaber to like go up.
I do. I remember that. That was awesome. So, they'll be awesome. I'm sure they'll be in stores probably this summer. They'll probably usually come out. They usually come out a couple months before the movie, so
we'll see.
Hope we answered your question for you, Michael. Next up, we have Kyle from Virginia. He actually had two questions, so we'll go ahead and since this is our inaugural Q&A, we'll answer both of them for you. His first episode is his first question. He wants to know about Goku in the new TV show. Is he going to become Super Saiyan level 25? How will he activate it? How will they incorporate the new movies into the show? And how
Lots of screaming.
How far behind is the America show going to be from the Japanese show? So I'll answer the last part. Usually they tend to be anywhere from 6 months to a year behind. Hopefully it won't be that long. I know a lot of people are really excited for the new Dragon Ball Z show, so hopefully the people in Japan realize that and they know they have a great market over here. As far as how is he going to get to level 25, he's probably going to do a lot of push-ups and scream a lot.
Yeah, he's going to scream a lot. He's going to go... and be lots of flames, and I don't know. I only watched it in college, and I was usually really drunk when I watched it, and yeah.
I was not really drunk. I'm gonna own up to that one. My little brother got me hooked on the show. Me and him watched every episode of Dragon Ball Z. I tried to watch Dragon Ball. It wasn't as good, and GT was not good at all. But Dragon Ball Z. So my guess is, how is he going to charge it to level 25? He's going to stand there and scream for probably 3 straight episodes, and then he'll turn into Super Saiyan 82. And
there'll be lots of rocks flying up in the air, and stuff will be going all over. So
yeah,
there you go.
Joking aside, I'm pretty excited for the show. It looks pretty cool. As far as the movies go, Dragon Ball Z has never been very good at incorporating their movies into the actual canon of the TV show. So the most, they just did a couple recent movies. I don't know how much they're going to be in there. They do say that the show takes place after the movies, but like I said, will they reference them in the show? Probably not. They've never really done a very good job of it. I don't see them changing now. So
yeah.
Hope that answered your question. So Kyle's second question is he wants to talk about X-Men. And he actually has a very good question, and I wish Fox was here to answer this for us. Will Cable or Mr. Sinister be making any appearances in the upcoming X-Men Age of Apocalypse movie? No. The answer is no.
Cable.
You know why? Because they're awesome. And Cable and Mr. Sinister are huge parts of the story of Apocalypse that Bryan Singer and Fox have no intention of honoring. So, you know what? Whatever. Screw you, Fox.
It'll be sad you won't get your glowing eye and cool gun. But I love Cable. Cable was one of my favorites, but no, I don't think they're going to do it.
No, well... to be serious for a second, I have not heard anything about Cable and Mr. Sinister, and Bryan Singer's pretty much released every mutant that's going to be in the movie. So unless it's a surprise, my guess is they're not going to be in it. And which is weird, is because Mr. Sinister's a villain that could easily be in the movie, and I think the problem is that they introduce Mr. Sinister, they probably have to introduce Cable too, and I just don't think they want to do it. So
yeah.
Sorry, Kyle. The answer is probably no. If you don't like that, I suggest writing Fox and telling them how bad they are at making X-Men movies. So next up, we got a question from Chrissy from Washington, and she has a simple question. She wants to know what the meaning of life is.
Have babies.
Have babies, drink beer, go to Seahawks games.
Yes. The meaning of life is that you actually try and live it.
Yeah, live life, man. We're gonna get deep. Just live life, man. Live life to the fullest. Go out and do what you want to do. Enjoy it. When you're in your deathbed,
go do shitloads of heroin.
When you're and
on street corner.
Whoa.
And, no, that's not.
No, we don't recommend doing heroin, Chrissy. We we recommend that you just have fun. That's the meaning of life. The meaning of life is to have fun. Enjoy your life. Go out and do awesome things.
Cruise.
Have great experiences and stare lovingly into the eyes of the one that you find most attractive in the whole world. Hopefully.
You know what? I've been looking at your eyes the whole show, Brian.
Well, hey, I'm not going to judge you.
Just saying.
So, I don't know, Chrissy. That's the best we can give you. What's the meaning of life? To have fun and enjoy it and don't waste it.
Yes. She asked what is best in life, I had a whole nother thing.
You got a whole Conan thing for her?
She didn't ask that, so I'm not going to say it.
She didn't ask that, so... All right, let's see here. We get a question from Einer in Seattle. His question is, where can I find a 6.2 liter motor out of an '88 Chevy for under $1,000?
Um, I know how to put gas in a car, and I can change a tire. Brian, the rest of this question is on you.
I can't do much more than that either. I would recommend maybe going on Craigslist, putting in an ad. You know, the fact that you're asking where you can find one for under 1,000 leads me to believe that they're generally over $1,000. So,
Mm.
Craigslist is notorious for swapping. So maybe you can find someone who'd be willing to trade you something that you
Yes.
maybe don't want or need. So I would try Craigslist or maybe a swap meet or a junkyard. Maybe you could find one in a junkyard.
You can not drive a car, which is what I do, but I'm kind of forced into it since I would.
Yeah, I don't know. A 6.2 liter, I bet you that's pretty bad gas mileage. I don't feel like that's very responsible today.
No, whatever you
$5 a
just.
gallon. So I don't know. Sorry, Einer. Neither one of us are swap meet guys. We can are car specialists. We can we can give you the number for Craigslist. So
Yeah,
hope
it's
we're helpful.
.com.
Our next question comes from Aaron in Washington. He wants to know, why do people who drive Priuses always want to drive in the fast lane doing 5 mile an hour under the speed limits?
Because people with the Prius don't understand that the car is actually not environmentally friendly, and it's actually a pretty crappy car. Um, I think that's all I really know.
I think it's pretty simple. They drive a teeny tiny small clown car, and they're afraid that if they go to the speed limit, the wheels will fall off.
Yeah, that too.
That too. So if you own a Prius, thanks for trying to save the environment. Go buy a Volt or an
Yeah,
electric car or
buy a
what
Tesla.
Tesla. There you go. Go buy a Tesla. No one's going
Yeah,
to complain. If you drive a Tesla, you are not going 5 miles under. You are going
yeah.
like 15 miles over. So,
There was a time where it was like you were like cool to have a Prius, and now you're just kind of like a douchebag. So
oh, I can't say that one word, but you can say douchebag.
yeah, because your word was terrible.
Yeah, that's probably true. My word's much more offensive. I'm sorry for being insensitive.
I only say words that I know my wife would say. So
Yeah, that's true. My wife would probably slap me.
yes.
All right. So we got a couple more questions, real quick, and we'll end here. Uh, we got two questions from Greg in Washington. He wants to know, number one, why why is Warner Brothers making a Point Break remake?
because because all the studios just trying to recap money on old products, and they don't have to put as much effort into it, and it's been fairly successful. I mean, I would probably say the success rate is over 50%. So they figured, well, it's better than flipping a coin and see if we're gonna make money off it. So might as well just try
Yeah,
it.
I don't know, because Hollywood's ran out
That's
of ideas. That's the reason. Sorry, Greg. Hollywood has ran out of ideas, and they don't know what else to do. So they're pulling all their old VHS collection out and they're dusting it off and they're remaking everything. So there you go. His second question is a terrible question, but in the spirit that I will read all questions, why are the Steelers better than the Seahawks? Well, it's
oh,
simple. They're not. They're
well,
not better.
that's the short answer is,
They're not better. That's the short answer.
you know, the
Who's the
short
who?
answer is, Brian, don't even try and interrupt me. The short answer is the Steelers as an organization are far superior than the Seahawks organization, from the top all the way down to the bottom. And that is the reason why the Steelers are better. And this is just going to start a fight. I think this guy is just trying to break us apart,
Well,
and that's
well,
the
Greg,
intention.
thanks for your question. If you'd like to tune into our NFL special, where me and Ryan might actually start a fist fight, you're more than welcome to.
There
All
might be
right,
more
thanks.
rage.
So we get to our final question of the night, and it's comes from Philip in Washington. Oh my God, I can barely even read this.
What,
Phil
what does Phil have to say?
Phil would like to know. He has a question. It says if a girl gains weight, her boobs get bigger. But if a guy gains weight, his wang doesn't get any bigger. What's up with that?
Well, Phil.
Well, Phil, I have a simple explanation for that. Actually a very we're going to get very scientific on you. It's a science fact. The
Yes.
reason why men's genital areas do not grow when they get fat is because if your penis got bigger for every hamburger you ate, every man in America would be 700 pounds diabetic and unable to work or leave the house. We would all die, and then our ladies would all run the earth. So I don't know. Maybe they would like that.
Yes. Are you saying that if we got fat, that our penis would get bigger?
That's what his
No.
question is. Is
Oh, okay. So we'd be like 700 pounds, like a two
yes,
foot.
if our penises, or what did I say? If the reason why they don't, sorry, the reason why they don't is because if they did,
skyrocket.
we would all be 1,000 pounds with humongous penises, all sitting at home bragging about it. But we couldn't do anything else because we'd all be dying because we were all 1,000 pounds.
You know, what's sad about that statement is that a large percentage of that would be factual.
Yeah, I know. It is
There
sad.
would be so many people that would just gain weight just because.
Probably not 1,000 pound people, but there would definitely be people who'd be like, I could, I don't mind putting on
Like,
an extra 100 pounds.
300 pounds would be like the new standard.
Yeah. So I don't know, Phil. If you want a more in-depth answer, I suggest going to WebMD and asking them. They'll probably be able to, or pay attention in sixth grade biology class, and I'm sure you'd find out.
Or ask a woman and see how that reaction goes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it'd be like
Yes.
you get the evil wife look, like you're an idiot, like.
Yeah. So go ask a woman that question with a straight face.
So there you go. That is our thank you, Phil, and everybody else who sent us in questions, and hopefully you guys were entertained. And if you guys like it, we'll do this every week. So send us your questions, and we'll answer them, no matter how strange or out of our area of expertise.
Yes,
few
Phil.
areas that we have, the few areas of expertise that we do have, where almost none of them were used in that Q&A. So moving on to our next feature. Basically, it's just going to be a weekly topic. Me and Ryan are going to pick one thing, talk a little bit about it, and have some fun with it. So our topic this week is little news. Is that Chicago? There's a Chicago area Taco Bell is actually going to be the first fast food restaurant that I'm aware of to serve alcohol. They're going to be serving beer, wine, and these frozen alcohol like popsicle things. I don't know. And yeah, so. Me and Ryan both think that's a great idea, and so we were going to talk about where else we think who else should get on board with this.
If you're eating at Taco Bell, you don't give a shit about anything in your life, honestly. I mean, Taco Bell is the crappiest of, I think, crappy fast food you can get. It was the place where I would go to in college when I was like being all sad about myself when I spent $20 on chalupas, and if I could have got a beer with it, that would have been great. So I have no problems. Taco Bell is just a sad place. So if you're gonna have some beer, it might make it a little better. So
I'm on board with everybody serving alcohol, honestly, but fast food joints, I don't know if I feel great about fast food joints. I mean, their food already tears your stomach up. I don't know if you want to add a couple of crappy beers, because they're not going to have like a 32 selection microbrews.
Oh yeah,
they're going to have like
get
Bud Light,
like all
Busch
Coors
Light,
yeah.
Coors, ham.
It'll be new. Like, oh man, I can get a Bud Light at Taco Bell, but if I go to Taco Time, they got Coors Light.
Because they're gonna have Burger King's gonna have Miller Lite, which tastes like a horse peed in a can. It's gonna be awful. So I don't know. I think everybody should have booze. I mean, I think whatever. I don't think there's any downside to having food at a restaurant, but so sure, fast food, have beer. But what I want to get to is what places do you think
the drive-through though? You can't be like getting a beer through the drive-through.
Funny enough, some states actually have like I was in North Carolina. I don't know if they still have it, but they had brew-throughs where you could drive up and they'll give you a to-go cup with a beer, or like a margarita. So I mean, I don't think some states are as strict as Utah and Washington as what you can. They're open. Well, I think they're all. You can't have an open container, but you can have the beer in your hand. I guess
Yeah.
I don't know. So I don't know,
I'm
but
for it.
I'm more
You
concerned
go
about.
Taco Bell.
I want to talk. Yeah. So if you want a beer and you're in Chicago, go to Taco Bell and get a Miller High Life
Miller High Life with a chalupa.
horse piss in a
And
can
you'll feel really bad about
with
yourself.
the chalupa. It's gonna taste like a Chihuahua took a dump in a flour tortilla and they deep fried it.
Yeah, I mean, if you'll feel bad about yourself, and then you can drink the beer, and you might feel a little bit better. So,
There you
for
go.
when,
So yeah, I guess if you drink the beer and the alcohol, you won't be so sad that you're spending all your time eating fast food, drinking beer and alcohol at Taco Bell.
and you just wasted $3 on a beer.
So
So,
so my question is who else should get on board with this serving alcohol place? What other places do you think could benefit from serving alcohol? So I'm going to go first, and I'm going to say Disneyland. Disneyland should serve alcohol throughout the entire place because when you are there for the third day and your kid is screaming and hollering, there is be nothing better than enjoying a nice tall beverage while you're waiting in an hour and a half line to get on the car ride.
I had just had my in-laws got back from Disneyland, and I think that probably would have benefited their trip immensely.
Trip.
But yeah, they went as a group, like their whole in-laws, like my brother-in-law and his wife's whole family went. But I think for me, I would say I don't know. I would enjoy having a beer anywhere, honestly. And if I'm gonna be an adult, let me be an adult wherever I want.
How about church? I think churches would benefit from having a wet bar.
Yeah, I don't know about the Catholics, but
Oh, dude, they're already drinking. They're drinking.
yeah, they're already got their
they're
stuff.
they're getting wasted in the parking lot.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I've been
Church, they should just beer and alcohol should be everywhere, and let's just rack up the drunk driving accidents and
well, I think you should. Well, that's a topic for a different
drink
day.
responsibly.
We gotta drink Come on, people. We gotta be responsible. If you're drinking booze, if you're drinking hooch at church, clearly you're having your child drive you home. I mean, let's be honest. That's why you have them, so they could drive you home.
Pretty much.
As long as they're over the age of 16, people. Clearly, we're not talking about 5-year-olds driving people home. Kind of degenerates do you think we are?
Yeah, I would at least wait until he could see over the steering wheel.
So yeah.
Yeah,
Fast food's gonna have booze. Hopefully, churches and Disneyland and I don't know.
Everyone else follows.
Laundromats would be a good place to have booze. Wow, someone's
All right,
all right. Well, I guess that's our cue. Let's move on to our final normal recommendation of what you should or should not waste your time on the week. Doing.
I'll start it off. I saw Inside Out tonight, the new Pixar movie. It doesn't release until the 19th of June, but I was at the press screening, and I can't say too much, but it was fun. My whole family loved it. My kids loved it. It was actually a smart kids movie, is what I'll say. Dealing with emotions and all that kind of stuff. So it's a lot more than the really funny commercials. Dealing with all the stuff in people's heads, and it's gonna be another great. Oh, and the Pixar short that they do before it was really cute. I mean, it was a pretty good one. So definitely go see Inside Out. We'll have a review up on Watch Play Read the week before it comes out. So yeah, go see that.
All right. Inside Out. Well, I'll be going to see it. My recommendation this week is also a movie. Me and the wife went and saw The Rock's San Andreas disaster movie this last weekend, and it was awesome. It's not. We have plenty of reviews up on the site if you want to read a review, but it's not going to surprise you. It's pretty much a by the numbers disaster movie. It hits all the right marks, but honestly, it doesn't matter. The Rock is so charismatic, and it's. The special effects are amazing. If you want to see San Francisco get hit by a tidal wave, it's pretty cool. So, if you're a disaster junkie, I know I am. I highly recommend it. 2 thumbs up. It's not going to change your life. You're not going to you're not going to remember this movie in 20 years, but it's a super fun movie. It's about 2 hours. It's not overly long, and you'll have just a really good time. So I highly recommend watching San Andreas. So that's all the time we got today, and I hope you guys enjoyed the new format, and hopefully we can.
Yeah, I've shared a new format, totally cut down on time like we thought it was going to.
It's not going to cut. We never thought it was going to cut down on time, but
Yeah.
if you have any suggestions, let us know. Tell us what you thought about it. Also, too, later in the weeks we'll be putting up. We'll put up some posts so you guys can give us your feedback on what questions you'd like and drop us suggestions on what you'd like to hear about or any kind of weekly topics you'd like us to cover. So you can also send your questions. You can throw them on the Facebook page on Watch Play Read, or you can hit us up on Twitter at BrianWest53 or at Big Bruiser and give us your questions there. And we, like I said, we'll give you a shout out and we'll answer them as honestly as we can. So thanks for joining us, and see you guys next time.
Yeah. Make sure you guys check out Watch Play Read next week. I'm doing a big giveaway with Dark Horse Comics. We're giving away 10 of the complete trade paperbacks for the Dark Matter comic, because the sci-fi show starts on June 12th, and sci-fi and dark. We're working with sci-fi and Dark Horse on this big contest next week. So check us out.
All right. Check out the website. Hopefully we'll see you guys next week. Send us your questions.
Bye.